So good morning, my dear students. I welcome you all to the online education class brought to you by Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation. See, we have completed with the chapter called as Fun with Magnets, and today we are going to revise this chapter. Starting with the first thing, okay? Because the chapter is all about magnet, so first revise what exactly a magnet is. We all know that any substance which attracts the pieces of iron, nickel or cobalt is called as magnet. Okay, any substance which will attract the iron, nickel or cobalt or any other magnetic object is called as magnet. Then we have learned about magnetism. Now we all know what is magnet. Magnet are the material that attract the other object. Okay, so magnetism is what? It is a property of the magnet. Okay, it is a property of a magnet to attract the things made from iron, cobalt or nickel. Okay, it is the property of the magnet. Now the question arises is, why this property of magnetism is seen? What is the reason behind this property of magnetism? The answer is magnetic field. Okay, we can see this attraction because of the magnetic field which arises through the magnet. Okay, so now you can see the blue lines. Now these are the areas surrounding the magnet, okay, in which the magnetic force is exerted to attract the iron or any other magnetic object. Okay, if you see this image carefully, this image, you'll see that the magnetic lines of forces always arises from the North Pole. Okay, it originates from the North Pole and end on the South Pole. Okay, the magnetic line starts from the North Pole and end towards the South Pole. Now, because of these magnetic lines of forces, the property of magnetism is seen. Property of magnetism means the property of attraction of magnetic object towards itself. Okay, then you had also learned about the magnetic poles. Magnets are dimagnetic in nature. It shows that it has two poles. Okay, now if you take this example of a iron bar, you can see that the iron filings are the small pieces of iron. Okay, now the iron filings are maximally attracted towards the end of the magnet, that is towards this end, that is the North Pole and the South Pole. So the end of the magnet, the end position of the magnet where the magnetic force is concentrated. If you see here also, the maximum line of magnetic force is present at the end of the pole. Okay, so these end of the magnets are called as the magnetic poles. So we have two magnetic poles. One is the North Pole and another one is the South Pole. So we have two end. Okay, we have two poles. One is North Pole and the South Pole. Now, coming up to the next, materials can be classified into two types. One can be a magnetic material. Another can be a non-magnetic material. Okay, magnetic material means what? Now here, the materials that stick to the magnet, magnetic material. From the word itself, we understand that the material which sticks to the magnet are called as magnetic material. Non-magnetic means what? Non means something which do not stick to the magnet. Okay, so the material that do not stick to the magnet, are called non-magnetic materials. If you see here, the spoon, the key, the nail, the bangles, these are all magnetic material because they all stick to the magnets. While if you see this side, now the nails made of plastic, okay, it is a non-magnetic material, but here the nail made of metal, iron metal or nickel or cobalt, they are all magnetic. made from plastic is a non-magnetic. So these are all non-magnetic material because they do not attract they do not stick to the magnet. Okay. Now we'll learn about the different shapes of the magnets. Now why these different shapes of the magnets are important? Now magnets have a magnets have a huge role in our day-to-day life. Okay. In our day-to-day life, in many devices, the magnets are used. Now, the magnets which are used are of different shapes. Okay, they are used in different shapes. So we'll learn about the different shapes of the magnet. The first one is a bar magnet. Now, this magnet looks like a bar. That is why it is called as a bar magnet. This is like a ring. So this is a ring magnet. Now, this appears to be like a horseshoe, and that is why we call it as a horseshoe magnet. This appears to be like a disc, and so we call it as disc magnet. And this magnet appears to be like a needle. That is why we call it as a magnetic needle. Okay, so we have learned about different shapes of the magnets depending upon their uses. In the first one is a bar magnet. Second one is the ring magnet. Third one is the horseshoe magnet. Fourth one is the disc magnet. And the fifth one is a magnetic needle. Now let us talk about the magnetic compass, which we also called it as a Mariner compass. Okay, in your last session, you had already learned about magnetite, the rock called as magnetite. Okay, long ago, the people of China and Europe, okay, they knew the use of magnetite. They knew that the magnetite can be used to find the direction. Okay, because magnetite shows the direction north and the south. So these magnetite, or we can call it the magnet, were used to find the directions. That is why they were used. That is why they were used as magnetic compass also to show the direction. Okay, and it was also called as Mariner's compass. Now let us learn the characteristic of the magnets. Now the characteristic of the magnets are very important. See each and every characteristic properly. Okay, the first characteristic. Okay, you all know that magnet always settle in the north-south direction. If you tie the bar magnet with a thread and leave it, it will always settle in the north-south direction. Now, the part which is facing towards the north will be the north pole of the magnet. Okay, and this will be the south pole of this magnet. Okay, the part of the magnet which faces towards the south direction is called as the south pole of the magnet. So the first thing, a magnet always faces a north-south direction. Okay. Now we'll move to the second property, that is the second characteristics. Now, the magnetic force is always concentrated, okay, is concentrated at the two ends or the two poles of the magnet. Okay, the iron, very least amount of iron filing will stick at the center, but a lot of iron filing, you can see that it is concentrated at the end of the magnet. So what is the second characteristic that you had learned? The magnetic force. Now these stick to the magnet because of the magnetic force. So the magnetic force is concentrated where? At the two ends of the magnet, the two poles of the magnet. So this was the second property that you had learned. Now the third characteristics. Now, if a magnet is divided into two parts, okay, if you divide the magnet into two parts, the two independent magnet will be formed. It shows that if you are having this magnet and if you divide this with a knife, okay, into two parts, again the two independent, they will behave like an independent magnet. This shows what? This magnet has north pole and the south pole. Even after cutting this magnet, okay, when you divide it into two parts, again the two magnets are going to have the north pole and the south pole. North pole and the south pole. Again, if you divide this magnet also, Again, the two individual magnet will have north pole and the south pole. It shows that you cannot separate the two poles of the magnet. Okay, you can never separate the two poles of the magnet from each other. Even if you break it into small pieces, cut it into very small pieces, again it will have a north pole and the south pole. So the third important characteristic is the two poles of a magnet cannot be separated from each other. However small the magnet may be, it will have the north pole and the south pole. So you cannot separate the two poles from each other. Coming to the next characteristics. Now, there is a repulsion between like pole of a magnet. Okay, like pole, you all know that like pole means the same type of a pole. Now, if the north pole of this magnet faces to the north pole of this magnet, okay. Now, if you are trying to bring the north pole of the second magnet near to the north pole of the first magnet, what will happen? They will try to repel each other. Repel means what? They will try to move away from each other. Repulsion means to move away from each other. So if like poles of a magnet are there, they will repel each other. If north pole and north pole are brought near each other, they will repel each other. Instead of north pole, if you are bringing south pole and the south pole of one magnet is brought, if it is brought near to the south pole of the other magnet, the third diagram, if you try to bring near each other, what will happen? Again, you will see repulsion taking place. Repulsion means they will move away from each other. Okay. Now, the last one is, now here, then where can you see the attraction? Now, the attraction between the two magnets will take place only if they have opposite poles. Only if they have an opposite pole. Okay. Now this side, if the north pole of the first magnet, okay, if you try to bring the north pole of the first magnet towards the south pole of the second magnet, okay, what will happen? Here they are going to attract each other. They will stick to each other. Why? Because they have opposite poles. So how will you remember? Opposite poles attract each other. Okay, like pole repel each other. Opposite poles attract and like pole repel each other. Okay, we'll move to the next characteristic. Next characteristic is related to induced magnetism. Okay, the magnetism which is induced in an object, which is made, the object which is made to behave like a magnet is called as induced magnetism. Now, we had revised last time also. Now, if you are take a stand, to this stand, if you connect a magnet, a bar magnet, and on the other, here if you connect a iron bar, okay, and if you bring the two objects close to each other, okay, what will happen when they stick to each other? The iron which is attached to the magnet will also start behaving like a magnet. Okay, it shows that the magnetism is induced in the iron also. Okay, and because of this, the iron filing which was present at the surface on the table got attracted to the iron bar. Okay, so this shows that this iron bar is behaving like a this iron bar has induced magnetism in it. Okay, now if you separate the magnet from the iron bar, what will happen? All the iron filings which was stick to the iron bar will come back to its own position. It shows that now it no more behaves like a magnet. So our fifth characteristic is a magnetic material will acquire magnetism only when it is placed near a magnet. Only when it is placed near the magnet. This magnetism which is introduced in the iron bar is called as induced magnetism. Okay, hope this property is clear to everyone. Induced magnetism. Okay, a magnetic material, okay, magnetic material like iron bar will acquire magnetism only when it is brought near a magnet. And the last one is, if a magnetic material like iron bar, okay, a magnetic material can be converted into an artificial magnet, but this kind of magnetism is temporary. Okay, we had seen one example last time that if you are rubbing an iron nail, okay, if you are rubbing the iron nail over the bar magnet for maybe 30 seconds, what will happen? After rubbing it, if you bring it near the iron filings, the iron filing will stick to the iron nail. Okay, and this effect is temporary. It will remain for some period of time only. Okay, so uh, this type of effect of magnetism is temporary. Next, we'll talk about the permanent magnets. As we all know that the magnets are the mixture of nickel, cobalt, iron. Okay, they are the mixture of nickel, cobalt, iron. Another type of permanent magnet is Alnico. Alnico, where Al stands for aluminium. Okay, it is a mixture of aluminium, nickel, cobalt. So how will you remember? Al stands for aluminium, element aluminium. Ni stands for the element nickel. Okay, and Co is a symbol used for the element cobalt. So Alnico is a mixture of aluminium, nickel, and cobalt. Okay, Alnico is also a permanent magnet. Next, we had learned about the application of permanent magnet. Okay, it is the magnet is fixed to a pin holder at the cap position. You can see the magnet is fixed in the cap. Okay, this is used to hold the pin. The next example is the door of a cupboard. Again, here a permanent magnet is fixed, because of which the door gets closed, and it will open only if we uh, uh, apply force to open it. So these are the two examples that I have given. You can see at your home the other examples also, like refrigerator, the door of the refrigerator. Okay, try to find other examples also. Okay, now let us move to the next part, that is electromagnet. Okay, so as we have learned that electromagnet, these are the material. Okay, they are the material that behave like a magnet. They will behave like a magnet only when the electric current is passed through it. For this, we had seen an experiment, an activity where we had taken an iron nail. Upon this iron nail, we had coiled the copper wiring. Okay, coiling has been done of the copper wire, and to the end of the copper wire, we had connected a battery. Right? Now, when the battery is connected, what happens? Now this iron nail, because of the coiling, the iron nail will start behaving like a magnet. Okay, and if you bring the iron filings or the pins towards the iron nail, what will happen? These pins and the iron filing will stick to the iron nail. But as soon as you disconnect the copper wire, if you disconnect the current from the iron nail, what will happen? If the current does not flow, the iron nail will not behave like a magnet. Okay, so we had learned about electromagnet. Now electromagnet has a large number of uses. As we all know that, see, electromagnet is something where their strength can be increased and decreased depending upon the use. While in permanent magnet, we cannot do so. Their strength is fixed. But in electromagnet, we can increase their strength, or we can also decrease their strength. So the use of electromagnet is high as compared to permanent magnet. So the application is, we use electromagnet in the doorbell. The property of electromagnetism is used in doorbell, used in crane to lift the objects or to lift the to separate the scrap, iron scrap. Next is we also use this in the card readers. Now, a very important property. Now, electromagnet has the property of magnetism and repulsion is used in maglev train. Okay, maglev train does not have wheels, but it has a highest speed. Okay, and they run by using the property of electromagnetism. Okay, next we had learned is how is magnetism destroyed. Now, how can a magnetism be destroyed? Now, the magnetism gets destroyed when a magnet is heated. If you heat it, there are chances that the magnetism property may get destroyed. It may lose the property. If you throw it away, again, or if you knock about or break it into pieces, again, there are chances that it may lose its property. So how can we prevent the magnet from losing its property? Now see, if you keep the magnet in open, now the two poles of the magnet, if it is kept open for a long period of time, there are chances that they may lose their magnetic property, that is they may become weak. Okay, the magnetic property may become weak. So to avoid such situation, what we can do is we can use a soft iron bar at the end of the bar magnet. Now these soft iron bar are called as magnet keeper. They are called as magnet keepers. The keepers are used to protect the magnet from losing their magnetic properties. So here we have ended with the revision of the chapter called as Fun with Magnet. Now we'll move to the assessment part. Okay. Now read the question in your mind. How will you determine whether a material is magnetic or non-magnetic? Okay, you can unmute your audios and can answer the question.
If a material sticks to magnet, it is a magnetic. Otherwise, it is a non-magnetic material.
Very good, dear. Okay, if the material sticks to a magnet, then it is a magnetic material. Otherwise, it will be a non-magnetic material. Okay, now we'll classify the materials into magnetic and non-magnetic material. See, these are the materials. You are supposed to classify them whether it is a magnetic material or a non-magnetic material. Starting with the iron nail. Iron nail, do iron nails stick to the magnetic material?
Yes,
stick to the
it
magnet?
will stick.
Okay, so we can, very good. So we can place iron nail under magnetic material. Talking about eraser.
No, it will not stick.
Very good. It does not stick to the magnet. That is why it is a non-magnetic material. Next is glass.
Non-magnetic.
Yes. Very good. Again, the glass does not stick to the magnet, so it is a non-magnetic material. Coming to pencil.
Non-magnetic.
Very good. It is a non-magnetic material. Now next we are talking about coin. Coin which
magnetic.
can be very good. It is magnetic material because coins can be made of iron. It can be made up of copper or nickel. And the last one is needle, which is again a magnetic material. Now let us see the next question. Read the question in your mind, all of you. Now here you are supposed to explain, okay, through an activity, try to explain that a magnet has a certain magnetic field. Magnet has a certain magnetic field. You can unmute your audios and try to answer this question.
Take a drawing cardboard and sprinkle some iron fillings as a whole. Now take a bar magnet and slowly bring it below the cardboard. You will observe that the iron fingers tend to the attract towards the magnet and align themselves as shown. It repels that the magnet extracts for a force around it bodies with a stronger force near the two poles. Also, its regular pattern of the iron fillings on the board.
Very good, Shruti. Now, that was a correct answer that you have given. Now, we'll see the activity now. See, to prove this, we'll take an activity. Now, you are going to take a white cardboard, okay? You will be taking a white cardboard. On this cardboard, you're going to sprinkle some iron filing. Okay, if you're taking a cardboard, okay, on this cardboard, you'll sprinkle some iron filings. Okay, now, if you're sprinkling the iron filings will be randomly placed. Okay, it will be here and there, randomly placed. Okay, but as and when you bring the bar magnet closer to the card paper, okay, what happens is, as and when you place this, you can see that the iron filings will form some pattern. They form some pattern like this. Okay, they form such kind of a pattern. Okay, so this shows that iron filing tends to attract towards the magnet and they align themselves in this manner. If you see, lot of iron filings are seen at this position. Okay, at the end position, you can see a lot of iron filing is there, and here you can see such kind of a pattern is there. Now this shows the magnetic field, the direction of magnetic field, the alignment of the iron filing, okay, shows the direction of the magnetic field. So this is one activity that you can consider. Hope this part is clear to everyone. So we'll move for the next question now. I'll give you 30 seconds. Read this answer carefully. And if you have any doubt, you can ask. Hope this concept is clear to everyone. So we'll move for the next question now. Now, how will you find the north pole of a magnet? Now you had learned in the characteristic, the magnet always hangs itself in the north-south direction. Okay, so try to unmute your audios and answer the question. How will you find the north pole of a magnet?
Yeah, a magnet will show north pole. Then we will see north pole.
Okay, very good here. Now, very good. So here we can take one activity. We can tie a thread to the center of this magnet. Okay, we'll take a magnet. We are going to tie the thread to the center of this magnet and we are going to hang it from a stand. Okay, and wait, you'll have to wait for some time till the magnet settles itself. Okay, now when it settles itself, okay, the pole which the end of the magnet that faces towards the geographical North Pole. Geographical North Pole will be called as the North Pole of the magnet. Okay, and the pole which faces towards the geographical South Pole is called as the South Pole of the magnet. So this is one of the activity through which we can find the poles of the magnet. Read this in your mind and then we'll flip to the next question. Okay, we'll move towards the next question now. Which magnet will you use if you have to separate iron from the trash? If you want to separate an iron from the trash, which magnet you are going to use? For this, I'll give you the options also. Is it an electromagnet or a needle-shaped magnet?
Electric magnet.
Electromagnet. Very good. It's an electromagnet. Okay. Electromagnet helps to separate the iron from the trash. Now we'll move to the next question now. Which magnet will you use? Okay, if you are lost in a forest, if you are lost in the forest, tell me which magnet you are going to use. I'll give you the option: bar magnet or an horseshoe magnet. Other students also try to answer the questions.
Bar magnet.
Very good. Bar magnet, because bar magnet always faces towards the north-south direction. So you'll use a bar magnet if you're lost in a forest to find the direction. Moving to the next question. Which magnet will you use? Okay. If a window shutter opens and shuts continuously in the wind. If it opens and shuts continuously. Okay, for this, which magnet you are going to use? Is it a permanent magnet or will it be a electromagnet?
Permanent magnet.
Very good. It is a permanent magnet that we are going to use. Coming to the next question. Now there is a repulsion between dash pole of the magnet. Now when can you see the repulsion between the magnets? You can unmute your audios and try to answer the questions.
Like pole of magnet.
Repulsion is seen when between the like poles of the magnet. Moving to the next question. When magnetic material is taken close to a magnet, when magnetic material is taken close to a magnet, the material will it acquire induced magnetism property or will it acquire electromagnetism property?
Induced.
Very good. So, induced magnetism property, we have learned this through the activity of the iron bar and the magnet. When they come close to each other, the iron starts behaving like a magnet. So the answer will be induced magnetism. Coming to the next question. Now, if a magnet attracts a piece of metal, that piece must be made up of. Is it a magnetic material or iron or non-magnetic material?
Magnetic material or iron.
Very good. It's a very easy question. It is a magnetic material or the iron. Okay. The magnet always attracts the magnetic material or any object made up of iron, cobalt or nickel. Moving to the next question now. Now here you're supposed to state whether the statement is true or false. Okay. A magnet always settles in the east-west direction. A very easy question, a quick question. And it is?
False.
Very good. That is false. So what is the true statement then? The magnet always
settle north-south direction.
Very good. The magnet always settles in the north-south direction. We'll move to the next question now. Magnet keeper, a soft or a pure iron, which is a soft or a pure iron bar, is used to destroy a magnet. Unmute the audios. Is it true or false? Magnet keeper is used to destroy a magnet.
False.
Yes. So what will be the true statement then?
Magnet keeper, a soft or pure iron bar, is used to protect a magnet.
Very good. It is used to protect the magnet. Okay. It is not used to destroy. It is used to protect the magnet. And that is why the name magnet keeper is given. Now the next question. Magnetic force is concentrated at the two ends or the poles of a magnet.
True.
Very good. It's a true statement. The magnetic force is concentrated at the two ends or the poles of the magnet. Now your homework, we have completed with the chapter. We have done with the revision also. Now, if you see this, the scientist is called as Michael Faraday. Okay. Now he is a British scientist. Now, because of him, the property of electromagnetism has been developed. Okay. Now, Michael Faraday developed the technique of producing electricity with the help of magnet. Okay. Now, he was born in a poor family. Okay. And as a young boy, he had to work with a bookseller. Okay. He was working over there also. There he developed an interest of reading books. Okay. And he had developed the interest in science also. And then he had joined a Royal Institute where he had discovered his research on electricity and electromagnetism. Okay, now your homework will be to read the story. Okay, it is a very inspirational story. I want you all to read the story of scientist Michael Faraday. Okay, and how he discovered, how his interest has, he was inclined towards science, and how he tried to discover these things that you are supposed to read through. You can read through a book, or you can read through the Google. You can search in the Google also about his story. Okay, this will be your homework. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me right now. Okay, so here we are ending the session. Bye everyone.